Hey, so I haven't read these yet, but this is the round 2 balance. And I'm also going to talk about some things I got wrong. First, we're going to talk about the balance, and then I'll talk about some things I got wrong in the last. First off, AMC Nerf. This is good. This character was picked, I think, almost the most picked god at Worlds, other than maybe Camazotz and Achilles, I think. Not sure about that, but he was picked a lot, and he does definitely need the nerf. Losing Cobb kind of slammed it at Worlds. Hell, another, that's a good nerf. But it really isn't going to change too much about her. It does give one less heal tick, but it's not going to hurt her too bad. You're going to notice slight difference. Not really that much, though, unless you're like a Helm main or something. Not really going to notice too much. Oleron. Increase critical strike damage from 1.55 to 1. Okay, that's a... You'll actually feel that, but it's not going to be too bad. Obviously, it's a nerf, and it's going to decrease his effectiveness, but he's still going to be effective. Oleron and his main thing is going to be through his time dilation field, sanctified field, and that's always going to be a powerful tool. He's just slightly less effective at his job. Heimdall, decreased critical strike damage. Yeah, Heimdall was hitting real hard. And for his cleave autos, he was hitting a bit too hard. I definitely agree with this nerf, and I think it's a decent one. Hard as a rock, a nerf to Geb passive, which is a bit weird, but maybe I'm looking at it a different way, because crit is definitely going to come into the meta with this coming patch, and Geb would become an incredibly oppressive pick because of that. So, yeah. Meditation Cloak. Increased health heal. This is one of the things I was wrong about. Meditation is a lot more effective than I thought it was going to be. Specifically, both of these. Look at the avatar is pretty good, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if some carries did pick it up as kind of a get off me button, as opposed to Aegis. It might see some play, it might not. Not sure. It's better than I thought it was, but it's still not. I don't think it's the best relic. Gel. A nerf. It needed. Definitely needed the nerf. Shell was being way too effective against auto attackers and essentially making it so hunters can't do any. Oh, at least it was part of it. Hunters aren't doing damage right now, and it's a big problem. There's some clips out there, you can find them. Literally, somebody hit an ulting Chalk with a crit for 9. It's hilarious. But yeah, this is gonna kind of bring them more in line and help hunters a bit more. Structure armor. Okay. This nerf, I'm not as okay with. But I guess, again, crit's going to be more central to the meta, so they're trying to make it a bit easier for hunters. But it might become too ineffective and not worth the pickup. We'll see, though. We'll see. Breastplate of Vigilance. This is a needed nerf. This was pretty broken and making hunters do 0 damage. Again, a lot of this patch is revolving around helping hunters out because they're literally useless. But yeah. Jotun's Vigor. This is just bringing it more in line to make it easier for people to actually heal or actually deal with the healing from Jotun's Vigor. The healing was ridiculous and incredibly noticeable. Kind of insane. Gave ridiculous levels of sustain. Nerf of Typhon's Fang. Again, to bring it more in line, specifically with Mage ADCs, to be brought down. So yeah, I agree with this nerf 100%. Anything that makes Freya worse makes me happy. But this item was very, very powerful, and Mage ADCs would abuse the hell out of it. Blackthorne Hammer. Reverting Blackthorne Hammer to its original status, then nerfing it with the goals of making it more specifically for tank stats and utility. This hits Blackthorne hard and might make it just not pick upable. You might not be able to pick it up. I don't know if it will be worth it at all. It's too expensive for the little that it gives, I think. It's just not going to be very good. I could be wrong, but I don't think it will be very good. Karmic Era map. Spawn times of various jungle camps at the start of the game. Okay. We're getting down to 90 seconds. What? Yeah, they changed it. Okay. Green buff spawn at 0.5, blue buff, red buff, purple buff, and solo mini harpies spawn at 10. Back harpies and solo elder harpies spawn at 15. 35 oracles alpha harpies spawn. Draugr pit harpy spawn, mid harpies. Okay. This is going to make pathing very different. I cannot really gauge what this is going to do or what the right path is going to be. I think at the start, soul laners are just going to start with their junglers. Do speed buff, go to blue, and then the soul laner goes to lane while the jungler goes to harpies, maybe. This is very hard to tell. Really don't know what it's going to do. Anyway. This is just making oracles less hard to kill in the early game. Green buff being more worth it in general. Scepter Nerf, I think it was required for the damage, because it was doing a lot of damage. Targets maximum HP. Increase structure healing. Okay. I really don't like the idea of healing structures. I'm going to be completely honest. I hate that change because structure healing's, I don't know. I don't like it. Like it at all. Minions damage is flat 100 with no scaling as time goes on. Okay, that's pretty good. It makes it less effective for clearing ways, which I think is a decent change. Unchanged, but added for documentation. Upon pickup, they restore 10% mana and provide 15% increased movement seconds. Obelisk. Stealing and offering 1 second per 3 seconds. Okay. So it takes more time to steal an offering from 1 second for each for 3 seconds for each. However, right now, I do believe that the... Oh, nope. They fixed the issue. Okay. They fixed the issue where Order Side Obelisk was not doing... Or Chaos Side Obelisk was not doing damage, but Order Side was. Yeah. Let's talk about what I was wrong about. So, just some general fixes. What was I wrong about? Oh, wait, I didn't see these changes. This was a nerf that really needed to happen. This is a buff I'm not sure it needed to happen, but it's a good buff, I guess. Weird. And I'm not really reading through all of this because these were changes that have already been made and have been changed. I'm going to go back up to what I was wrong about. And I guess what I was certainly right about. So we're going to go all the way back up. To items. Start with the relics. So, I wasn't wrong about the Aegises. They're okay. They're not great. Aegis of Acceleration are good for characters like Zhong Kui who want to run in. And you can Aegis. Zhong Kui's always been really good at using Aegis. But yeah, these relics are kind of what I expected. Belt of Frenzy, these are really good, like I said. They did nerf Insatiable Hunger. That it's 8 seconds now because it was too strong. I was right about that. This is what I was wrong about here. Scorching Blink Rune. It comes from the location you blinked from, and it does the line where you blink to. With that, I do still think it's not as broken as it was upon its release, because it was doing way more damage than it was intended, because the tick was hitting you if you were off the line, which it wasn't supposed to. If you can avoid the line, this still hurts, but if you can avoid the line and get off the line as soon as possible, it's good. But they're going to try to keep you in the line as much as they can. You have to be wary of that. Relic is better than I thought it was. It's definitely better than Corrupted Blink Rune. So yeah, I was wrong about that. Bracer of Radiance. I was pretty correct on that notion. It wasn't very good compared to the other relics. Meditation, I was definitely wrong about, like I said before. This was a lot more effective than I thought it was going to be. In fact, it got nerfed. Every part of it got nerfed. Onk changes. These were okay. I mean, I was pretty right with this. They're strong, but not like pick up every single game. Heavenly Wings. I was correct about this. I see some hunters picking this up, but also I could see it on being picked up on certain soul inners as well. But yeah. Horrific Emblem. Honestly, I was wrong about this. It's not the best relic in the game, as of right now. It's one of the best. It's not the best one. Relic, Emblem of Increasing Peril is very strong, but it's not the best one like I said it was. Shells already got nerfed. I was wrong about this in terms of how powerful they were going to be. They've already been nerfed. Beads, I was correct about these. Thorns, like I said before, they weren't going to be very good. They're going to be okay, not great. Thunder, I was right about this. They're not very good. They're okay. They're not amazing. They don't feel too great. Here's my biggest mistake. Persistent Teleport is without a doubt the best item in Smite right now, in terms of PTS. Persistent Teleport is ridiculous. Being able to teleport every 90 seconds, and sometimes less than that, is absolutely insane for laning phase. You can take whatever trades you want, and as long as you live, or even if you die, you get back to lane very, very quickly. Makes it very difficult to punish a solo laner for overextending or for taking too much poke. Persistent Teleport is without a doubt the best relic for a solo laner. In fact, it might be the best relic, period, because of how powerful it is. So, I was right about this. They did end up nerfing this. This was very, very strong. This item just kind of sucks. It's okay. It's not great. I was pretty correct about this as well. Both of these are pretty strong. This one was kind of ridiculous, to the point where they've nerfed it. This is where I was the big wrong. Malicious Deathbringer, because it has no internal cooldown, it is absolutely busted on certain characters. Characters like Loki, like Uller, specifically Loki, can just keep resetting his autos and getting crits. Certain ADCs use it incredibly well. This item is busted and is really, really good. I was kind of wrong with this. This item was worse than I thought it was going to be, and this item was better than I thought it was going to be, but I called this being better than this one. So yeah. Both these items are okay. Not great. I was kind of wrong. I thought this was going to be more provide more use than it did. It's not too great, but it's okay. Warrior's Axe Nerf, I think it kind of takes it out of the meta a bit, because they took away... Thundering Axe is still really good, but they made Bluestone actually a viable alternative, and a powerful one at that, as well as Tainted Steel. They made it a viable alternative. So now we're going to have some variety in solo starter items, I think. It's correct about Mystical Mail. This item sucks. Costs too much, and it does too little. Birdwind Nerf, not everybody's building it now. Supports are still building it, and some soul inners are building it. Bulwark of Hope, it is less valuable. I was correct about this. Correct about this, making it a lot worse, but it's still bought on Magical Hunters because it's the best of the rings. It's a bit pricey for what it gives, but it's still a strong item. I was correct about this. This is a good buff, and it's going to be picked up a lot more. I've seen it already, and I've been doing it. I was correct about this. Nobody's buying Emperor's Armor still. That's just a fact. Emperor's Crown, I was correct about this. It's going to bring it. It was brought a little bit more into the meta. Granted, you're still buying Breastplate because of the glyphs. It was brought more in the meta for Guardians, even though Warriors are very dominant right now. Yeah, this item was okay. It was confusing, to say the least. They've changed it back to its old state and nerfed it into the ground. Runeforged is powerful. It's got its passive still. Runeforged is powerful. On certain characters, it makes it really, really good. Characters like Osiris, who can constantly be proccing it, super good on them. Nemean, strong item. 90 physical defense, and the block stack time decrease is really strong. This item also is really good for junglers. Tankier junglers. This item is the problem I thought it was going to be. Warrior jungles are incredibly powerful right now, and Berserker Shield is part of that problem. It gives pen, or it doesn't give pen, it gives attack. I think it gives pen, actually. It does give pen, it gives attack speed, it gives a lot of good stats that all the jungle warriors want. Other than maybe Mulan, But that's really it. Celestial Legion Helm, I was pretty correct about this too. It was an adjustment, and a good adjustment, for a lot of solo Guardians and jungle Guardians. Staff of Meriden pretty much just didn't really change that much. I mean, it's a good item, but mages have a lot of flat pen they need to build right now. And yeah, they've really, it's a matter of basically when the mages figure out when they can build this and how they can build this, it's going to be good. Warlock Staff, it's being bought a bit more, but it's not insane. The item's okay. Certain characters are loving it now, like Zhang Kui, who's always loved Warlocks, but yeah. Karen's coin, I haven't seen a lot of it because I think people are more looking at flat pen right now as opposed to percent. But I think this item will rise up a bit more. Again, it's the matter of mages figuring out what the best build is. Obshard has just been getting more play because it's better now. It's a good item. Rage, it's not being bought as much because a lot of people are going Deathbringer and Failnaught and stuff like that, but Rage is still really strong. All these crit items are very good, except for the fact that they weren't doing damage until these changes. But yeah. Atlanta's Bow, they just gave it a bunch of stats for zero reason. This item is going to be bought on every single hunter build. Every single one. Other than maybe Uller, but Uller's always been that weird exception. Uller and, like, Neath. Silver Branch is okay. The 20% pen's really good. It's a matter of if the hunters can fit it in the build. You know, the hunters got to figure out what does damage, and currently nothing does damage for hunters because of all the stuff that reduces basic attack damage. Devourer's Gauntlet, same problem. They're not going to be able to realize what's good and what's not because hunters are horrendous right now in PTS, so it's very difficult. Toxic Blade, I pretty much got the nail right on the head. Warrior jungles are building this, and they're building it a lot. Doing really well with it. Erlang Shen, Gilgamesh, Osiris are just stomping with this stuff. They love it. Hydra's Lament, percent pen. I said it was a good change. I was wrong about this. This is an incredible change. And I think they're going to remove the 10% pen, because it's kind of ridiculous. It's right about Golden Blade, right about Soul Eater, right about Bloodforge. Camazot's Nerf, I haven't seen a lot of him, but that's also because people are trying new things. I still think he's going to be powerful, the same pretty much. Like Game is Healing's not going to be as good. I haven't seen a lot of Soul. I haven't seen a lot of these picks just because they're being nerfed and people are trying out a bunch of different things. Odin is still the same old Odin. Just with longer CDs earlier on. That's really it. He's going to have 1 second longer with his 40% CDR build. That's really it. Nike's pretty much done so. She's okay. She's not very good, though. And pretty much everything else I was correct with. This is an insane change. It's ridiculous. This character needs to not have a cripple. They need to take the cripple off of it. Needs to be gone. This character is ridiculously hard to box, hard to deal with. Everything else, though, were minor adjustments. All that stuff. All right. That's really it. Thanks.